God is releasing something powerful this Saturday. Don't miss it. Welcome the chosen bloom. Chosen one, listen closely. This Saturday isn't just another date on the calendar. It is a divine appointment, a threshold moment. Something sacred and life-altering is being set in motion, and whether you feel it fully or not, your spirit already knows. The atmosphere is shifting. The heavens are stirring. The voice of God is louder than usual because this isn't an ordinary day. Some days are marked not by clocks or calendars, but by purpose. And this Saturday is one of them. You've likely felt it rising as spiritual pressure, a sense of something building quietly beneath the surface. Coincidences, signs, and synchronicities have surrounded you. It hasn't been random. It's been confirmation. This Saturday is not only meaningful, it's magnificent. You're not imagining things. This is your breakthrough moment. I urge you stay with this message until the very end. Why? Because what's in this video may be the very truth your soul has been waiting years to receive. And when you feel it, comment your warmest wishes below with 99, not just as a gesture, but as a spiritual declaration. When the chosen ones align in faith and unity, heaven responds. When you release your wish with gratitude, the spiritual laws of manifestation are activated. You're not just speaking into the void, you are echoing into eternity. If this resonates in your spirit, like this video, subscribe to The Chosen Bloom if you haven't yet, because something is unfolding and you're meant to walk in it, not watch from the sideline. Let's begin. Some days are assigned by heaven long before you even exist to walk in them. Saturday is one of those sacred days. It's not just a weekend pause, it's a divine stage. A platform heaven has prepared to reveal, to release, and to realign. What you've prayed for is not only on its way, it's arriving in a form that will finally make the waiting worth it. And when it comes, you'll understand heaven never forgot you. It was saving the best for now. God does not waste anything, not your pain, not your waiting. Every delay, every detour, every unanswered prayer was never meant to break you, but to build the path toward a yes that only heaven could design. And now, chosen one, that path is leading you to this Saturday. This is no ordinary day. It is sacred. And you are being summoned into its power, into alignment, awareness, and spiritual readiness. This is not the time to check out or lose heart. If your emotions have been stirred, your sleep disrupted, or your soul unusually sensitive, it's not a coincidence. You are being prepared. Something major is near. The shift is real, and it's closer than you think. In the spiritual realm, God moves in divine cycles, seasons of struggle, seasons of silence, seasons of building, and seasons of reward. And you have been in the hidden seasons for a long time. You've served faithfully without recognition. You've prayed without answers. You kept going without clarity. But now, heaven is shifting you from hidden to seen, from labor to legacy, from wilderness to reward. You've walked through a long night, but this Saturday is your sunrise. Don't let the ordinary fool you. God often hides his greatest moves in moments that look unremarkable. But spiritually, everything is shifting. Chosen one, there is a release coming, not a breaking that harms, but a breaking that frees. Chains are snapping. Delays are melting away. Heaven is opening a portal, and on the other side is your destiny, your provision, your realignment, your elevation. This moment wasn't a surprise. It was prepared for you, and you are prepared for it. The reason the pressure has been so intense lately is because breakthrough demands pressure. Diamonds are formed that way. So are chosen ones. That pressure wasn't punishment, it was preservation. That isolation wasn't rejection, it was preparation. That spiritual warfare wasn't random, It was resistance because the enemy saw what was coming for you. But here's the truth, you're still standing. You're still chosen. And now you're about to shine in a way that lights up more than just your life. You're going to impact generations. For this very hour, for this Saturday, you've been walking without realizing the ground beneath you is sacred. But this Saturday, you'll know. You'll feel it in your spirit. The atmosphere will shift. Your inner compass will align. And suddenly, the questions, the delays, the waiting, it will all begin to make sense. This day carries divine weight because it comes with instruction. God is preparing to whisper something simple, yet that small act of obedience will open something big. You may be told to move. You may be told to speak. You may be told to release something you've been holding. But whatever it is, you will know it's from Him. Listen carefully. This is not the day to drown in noise or rush through distractions. Saturday is a day to guard your peace and tune in. Sit in silence. Be still. Because you are about to receive a divine instruction that will unlock your next level. And hear this clearly, it will not delay. The moment you obey, things will accelerate. You'll begin to notice signs, divine numbers, vivid dreams, unexpected conversations, encounters that feel too perfect to be random. This is how heaven moves when time is short and purpose is near. Saturday will carry divine whispers. Do not dismiss them. Stay alert. Heaven is not trying to take anything from you. God is trying to get something to you. The sacrifices you've made, the pain you've endured, it's not for nothing. You've already paid the cost. Now He's ready to release the blessing. You are about to step into a moment that was hidden in the folds of your timeline. But now, the curtain is being pulled back. Some of you have whispered to heaven, "When will it be my time?" The answer is here. Your name is being called. Your number has been drawn. The season that made no sense is becoming the season that changes everything. You'll look back on this Saturday and realize it was the turning point. You may not see the full picture right away, but you'll feel the shift. You'll recognize the nudge. You'll know something left your life and something far greater entered. This is not emotional hype. This is holy alignment. There's nothing exaggerated here, only what has been divinely appointed. Heaven doesn't speak without purpose, and it surely does not align without intent. Your life is about to make divine sense. This Saturday will confirm what your soul has suspected all along. You are chosen. You are called. You are assigned to something higher. So hold on to your faith. Hold on to your vision. Don't lose heart because the full picture hasn't shown up yet. Saturday is not coming to show you everything, just the part that changes everything. But Saturday will show you enough. Enough to remind you that you are exactly where you're meant to be. That you haven't missed it. That you're not behind. That your quiet obedience, your unwavering yes, even in uncertainty, has not gone unnoticed. Chosen one, God is breathing on this day. The winds of destiny are shifting. And you, the faithful one, the resilient one, the hidden one, are being lifted into divine visibility. This is a moment of spiritual recognition. Not just on earth, but in heaven. Angels are bearing witness. Heaven is leaning in. And God is smiling not because you were perfect, but because you never gave up. Because even with trembling hands, you still believed. When discouragement whispers again, remember, this Saturday is marked. It is sacred, and it belongs to you. Be expectant. Be aligned. Be ready. There is a spiritual rhythm that only the sensitive can detect, and you are one of those few. You've been spiritually attuned to frequencies others overlook. That's why you felt restless. Why logic hasn't explained what your spirit keeps sensing. You're not imagining things. You're built to perceive divine timings. Saturday's divine appointment has been vibrating in the atmosphere like a trumpet only your soul can hear. And the closer it draws, the more your awareness sharpens. That's not just intuition, it's confirmation. Your soul already recognizes what your eyes have yet to see. You are not late. You have not missed your moment. In fact, you are perfectly on time. The confusion, the waiting, the silence, it was never wasted. It was all divine preparation. Because before every public unveiling, there's a season of necessary hiding. Before every destiny day, there is a time of seeming delay. But hear this, delay is not denial, and silence is not abandonment. It was in the quiet that your faith was forged. It was in the quiet that you learned to hear God, not with noise, but with depth. Now, in this very hour, He's about to speak more clearly than ever. Not just through words, but through signs, peace, and divine instruction. This Saturday isn't only about what's happening around you, it's about what's awakening inside of you. The courage you thought was gone is returning. The joy you feared was lost is re-emerging. The hunger for life, purpose, and abundance is reigniting. That divine fire in your soul is being stirred again. Because deep down, you've known something was missing. You've questioned your identity, your strength, even your calling. But this Saturday is coming to remind you that everything you've been searching for has already been planted inside of you. It was never lost, only dormant, waiting for its appointed hour. And now that hour has arrived. Saturday will mark the reawakening of something ancient within you, something divine, something generational, something God-ordained that breaks through bloodline limitations. You're not just rising for yourself, chosen one. You are rising for the generations before you and the ones yet to come. Legacy is tied to your obedience. What's about to unfold isn't just personal, it's prophetic. Your healing will release healing in others. Your breakthrough will create space for others to break through. Your rising will inspire a ripple effect of elevation. Don't underestimate the weight of your alignment. You are not just being blessed, you are being positioned. Positioned to lead, to influence, to step fully into the role for which you were created. And yes, it feels big. It feels unfamiliar. But it's not too big for you. In fact, your soul has been preparing for this all your life. The setbacks, the betrayals, the lonely nights, and the tear-soaked prayers, they weren't detours. They were blueprints. Every wound was forming the foundation for what is about to stand tall this Saturday. And with that foundation comes a release not just of opportunity, but of clarity. Something you've longed to understand is about to become clear. And that clarity may not come through words. It might arrive as a deep, unshakable knowing, a peace that silences your doubts, a quiet but certain inner voice whispering, "The wait is over." When it comes, you'll move with a confidence that cannot be explained. Not arrogance, but holy certainty. The kind of certainty that parts waters, opens doors, and commands miracles. Pay close attention on Saturday. The signs may be subtle. The whisper might come in the stillness of the morning, in a conversation you almost missed, or a gut feeling you can't ignore. This is why stillness is key. God is not always loud when He leads His chosen ones, but He is always intentional. One whisper from heaven can shape the next 10 years of your life. One confirmation can break a door wide open that you've knocked on for years. You may also notice relationships shifting during this time. Don't be surprised if some people fall away or if you feel a divine distance from familiar circles. It's not rejection, it's refinement. God is making room. He's clearing the noise, draining distractions, and separating you from anything that could sabotage the blessing that's about to flow. Because this next level requires new alignment. You cannot take everyone with you into your beginning. And that's not failure. That's favor. Some people were only meant to walk with you for a season, not a lifetime. And this Saturday is one of those sacred checkpoints where your spiritual GPS recalibrates. It's a divine reset, a moment to pause, pivot, and align. Some of you have been moving forward but unsure of where you are going. That's about to change. The fog is lifting. The confusion is clearing. God is setting your feet on solid ground again. You won't feel lost anymore. You'll know exactly what to do, and with that clarity comes divine acceleration. What used to take months will happen in weeks. What took years will shift in days. Because when you walk in alignment, time bends in your favor. Expect divine appointments. Expect doors to open without effort. Expect favor in places where you were once invisible. Saturday has been coated with favor. It's been marked for miracles. Don't be surprised when blessings find you faster than you thought possible. That's not luck, it's legacy. It's the promise of God fulfilling itself. It's the quiet reward of faith that never gave up. You prayed in silence, and now your prayers are producing results. You waited in obedience, and now it's unfolding swiftly, quietly, powerfully. This is a day where your steps must be intentional. Guard your energy. Protect your focus. Don't get pulled into distractions. Don't argue with people who don't understand what God showed you. Your purpose doesn't require permission. Let your fruit speak. Let your peace speak. Let your obedience speak. Heaven is behind you. The earth is responding to your vibration. The universe is rearranging in your favor. You are moving with divine endorsement. And if something unexpected happens on Saturday, don't panic. It's all part of the divine orchestration. What looks like a delay may be a reroute to something better. What feels like loss may be strategic redirection. Trust the shift. Trust the unfolding. Trust the one who holds your timeline in his hands. He knows exactly what he's doing. There will be a moment on Saturday when your spirit will feel a wave and inner stillness, a sudden clarity, a burst of joy. When that moment comes, pause, breathe it in. That's God saying, I'm here. I never left. And everything I promised, it's already in motion. There is something sacred about divine timing. It doesn't rush. It doesn't delay. It arrives with surgical precision. And chosen one, you are walking straight into a divinely orchestrated moment that has waited patiently for your arrival. This Saturday is not about convenience. It's about convergence. Everything is meeting here, your prayers, your path, your purpose. It's time. Everything in your life that once felt scattered is beginning to align. Pieces of your past, fragments of your unanswered prayers, and lessons buried in pain are all converging like stars into a divine pattern. You are being drawn into clarity, into confidence, into your true calling. And what once felt like a slow crawl will now feel like you're taking flight. This is why the spiritual pressure has been so intense lately. It was never meant to crush you. It was meant to prepare you. Like the hush before a divine unveiling, heaven has been working behind the curtain, arranging something sacred. Saturday is the moment the veil begins to lift. It's your first glimpse of what God has been orchestrating in silence. Don't be surprised if you wake up that day feeling different, lighter, clearer, more alert. A supernatural upgrade is coming to your spirit. Your internal compass is being recalibrated. A surge of divine boldness will rise in you, and you will move forward even without having all the answers. Because faith, not fear, is the language of movement. And this Saturday, your faith will finally speak louder than your fear. No more shrinking. No more second-guessing. No more standing on the sidelines watching others live the life that was meant for you. You will feel the spiritual authority to claim what is yours, not with arrogance, but with holy clarity. You won't beg for what God already marked with your name. You will simply step into it. This Saturday is also an energy shift. For too long, your spiritual power has been buried under trauma, under confusion, under exhaustion. But now, something sacred is unlocking. A key will turn, a wall will break, and you will remember who you are. Not who the world said you were, not who your past told you to be, but who God designed you to become. You will move differently, speak differently, think differently. You will carry the quiet power of someone who knows they were chosen for such a time as this. This is the day where old energy must die. Let go of guilt. Release the shame. Strip off the doubt. Those chains have served their purpose. They taught you how to recognize the difference between bondage and true freedom. And now, chosen one, you are being called into freedom, freedom of thought, freedom of movement, freedom of purpose, and freedom of vision. You are not bound anymore. Even if your circumstances don't change overnight, something inside of you will shift. And that internal release is where the real transformation begins. You'll also begin to notice your environment shifting. The people around you will begin to reflect the level you're stepping into. Some old faces will fade. Some new ones will appear. Don't cling. Don't chase. Just flow. Trust the divine rearranging. When divine timing is in motion, there's no need to force anything. What is meant for you will not pass you by. The right people, the right moments, the right doors they'll find you, not through struggle, but through alignment. Those who doubted you, who questioned your pace, who made you feel behind, they will witness what you were building in silence. You were never behind. You were hidden, preserved in plain sight, waiting for the appointed time. And now, that moment is rising. You are not late. You are right on time. Chosen one, this Saturday is more than a date, it is a doorway. And when you walk through it, do so with purpose, with honor, with clarity. Don't look back. Don't shrink. This is the time to stand tall. Not in ego, but in understanding. The understanding that every moment of your life, every trial, every delay was leading you here. Nothing was wasted. Every no was a divine redirection. Every delay was quiet preparation. And now, for many of you, what begins on Saturday won't just be personal, it will be prophetic. This moment carries generational weight. It will shift your entire bloodline. It will break financial patterns, emotional loops, mental strongholds. What held your family back will no longer hold you. You are the cycle breaker, the initiator of legacy. The proof that divine favor is not just theory, it is real, active, and undeniable. Some of you will receive sudden phone calls, unexpected news, movement in areas that have been stagnant. Documents will be signed. Delays will vanish. Doors long shut will begin to creak open. And for those who don't see something visible right away, pay attention to the atmosphere. The shift doesn't always come in form. First, it often arrives as peace, as joy, as a deep, undeniable yes in your spirit. Your posture matters. Your mindset matters. Go into Saturday expecting God to speak. Set sacred time apart. Step away from distractions. Be present in your body, alert in your spirit. And when He speaks, move. Swift obedience releases accelerated blessing. Delay in response can delay the outcome, but quick obedience creates momentum. You'll look back and realize things shifted faster than you could have ever imagined. Because this Saturday is about more than manifestation. It's about revelation, a revealing of your identity, of what's been hidden inside you. of what heaven has been orchestrating behind the scenes. You will see divine intelligence at work, too exact to be coincidence. Those aren't random moments. They are confirmations, evidence that this was never luck. It was legacy unfolding. There are also healing moments built into this day. Some of you have been silently carrying deep wounds, disappointments, unspoken grief, buried hopes. And this Saturday, healing will come. Not surface-level comfort, but soul-deep restoration. The kind that lifts the heaviness from your chest. That quiets the war within. That reminds you what peace feels like again. Because that's what divine timing does. It doesn't just move you forward. It makes you whole. And when you're whole, your vision clears. Your capacity expands. Your heart opens. And that's when opportunities find you. That's when blessings stay. That's when relationships flow. God isn't just preparing a moment. He's preparing you, and He's doing it beautifully, silently. Maybe the outside world won't see it immediately, but inwardly, deeply, eternally, you will be different. You'll walk out of Saturday lighter, clearer, more focused. The residue of old pain will no longer cling to you. The heaviness of fear will fall away. And without fully realizing when or how it happened, you'll look around and know something shifted. Something let go. Something opened. And the most beautiful part? You won't need to explain it. People will feel it. They'll see it in your eyes, hear it in your voice. The atmosphere around you will carry your elevation before you ever speak a word. There's a reason your soul has felt a pull, a quiet restlessness that you couldn't name. It's not anxiety, it's anticipation. Something within you already knows that Saturday is not like the others. While the world goes on with ordinary routines, your spirit has been stirred. That's because God has been ringing your spiritual alarm clock. It's been sounding quietly, and now you're finally hearing it. It's whispering, "Wake up, chosen one. Get ready. I'm about to do something big." Don't ignore the spiritual nudges you've been receiving. They're not small. They are divine notifications from heaven, gentle alerts that an appointed moment is near. Maybe you've been waking up earlier than usual, having vivid dreams, feeling moments of deep stillness. That's not random. That's a countdown, a spiritual convergence. Every second is bringing you closer to the moment where time, purpose, and heaven align. This Saturday carries the weight of a new beginning, and beginnings like this rarely come with fanfare. They arrive with quiet authority, the kind that rewrites your internal dialogue, clears the noise, and anchors your soul in something unshakable. The old version of you, the one who hesitated, who doubted, who questioned too long, will not survive past this point. You are evolving. You are remembering who you are. This is the season where you begin walking as the version of you heaven has always seen. Some of you have felt stuck lately in that in-between space where the past has lost its grip, but the future hasn't fully taken shape. That tension isn't punishment. It's transition. And Saturday is the moment where the tension breaks. The fog lifts. The next step becomes clear. This is not the time to shrink. Not the time to silence your voice. This is the time to move with intention, to listen with focus, and to boldly declare, "I'm ready." Because you are not preparing for an ordinary Saturday, you are preparing for a supernatural transaction. Heaven is not only releasing something, it's revealing someone you, the real you. The version that's been hidden by fear, dimmed by disappointment, and muted by survival. That version is stepping forward now. And nothing, no opinion, no memory, no obstacle will hold it back. Chosen one, listen closely. This Saturday isn't just another date on the calendar. It is a divine appointment. A threshold moment. Something sacred and life-altering is being set in motion, and whether you feel it fully or not, your spirit already knows. The atmosphere is shifting. The heavens are stirring. The voice of God is louder than usual, because this isn't an ordinary day. Some days are marked not by clocks or calendars, but by purpose, and this Saturday is one of them. You've likely felt it rising as spiritual pressure, a sense of something building quietly beneath the surface. Coincidences, signs, and synchronicities have surrounded you. It hasn't been random. It's been confirmation. This Saturday is not only meaningful, it's magnificent. You're not imagining things. This is your breakthrough moment. So I urge you stay with this message until the very end. Why? Because what's in this video may be the very truth your soul has been waiting years to receive. And when you feel it, comment your warmest wishes below with 99, not just as a gesture, but as a spiritual declaration. When the chosen ones align in faith and unity, heaven responds. When you release your wish with gratitude, the spiritual laws of manifestation are activated. You're not just speaking into the void, you are echoing into eternity. So, if this resonates in your spirit like this video, subscribe if you haven't yet, because something is unfolding and you're meant to walk in it, not watch from the sideline. Some days are assigned by heaven long before you even exist to walk in them. Saturday is one of those sacred days. It's not just a weekend pause, it's a divine stage. A platform heaven has prepared to reveal, to release, and to realign. What you've prayed for is not only on its way, it's arriving in a form that will finally make the waiting worth it. And when it comes, you'll understand heaven never forgot you. It was saving the best for now. God does not waste anything. Not your pain. Not your waiting. Not a single tear cried in the silence of night. Every delay, every detour, every unanswered prayer was never meant to break you, only to build the path to a yes that only heaven could design. And now, chosen one, the path is leading you to this Saturday. This is no ordinary day. It is sacred. And you are being summoned into its power, summoned into alignment, into awareness, into spiritual readiness. This is not the time to check out, not the time to lose heart. If your emotions have been stirred, your sleep disrupted, or your soul unusually sensitive, it's not coincidence. You're being prepared. Something major is near. The shift is real, and it's closer than you think. Let's talk about why this Saturday is different. In the spiritual realm, God moves in divine cycle. Seasons of struggle, seasons of silence, seasons of building, and seasons of reward. And you, yes, you have been in the hidden seasons for a long time. You've served faithfully without recognition. You've prayed when there were no answers. You kept going when you didn't know why. Now heaven is shifting you from hidden to seen, from labor to legacy, from wilderness to reward. You've walked through a long night, but this Saturday is your sunrise. Don't let the ordinary fool you. God often hides his greatest moves in moments that look unremarkable. But spiritually, everything is shifting. Chosen one, listen closely. There is a release coming, but not a breaking that harms. A breaking that frees. Chains snapping, delays melting away. Heaven is opening a portal, and on the other side is your destiny, your provision, your realignment, your elevation. This moment wasn't a surprise. It was prepared for you, and you were prepared for it. The reason the pressure has been so intense lately is because breakthrough demands pressure. Diamonds are born that way. So are chosen ones. That pressure wasn't punishment. It was preservation. That isolation wasn't rejection. It was preparation. That spiritual warfare wasn't random. It was resistance because the enemy saw what was coming for you. But here's the truth. You're still standing. You're still chosen. And now you're about to shine in a way that lights up more than just your life. You're going to impact generations. You may also notice relationships shifting during this time. Don't be surprised if some people fall away or if you feel a divine distance from familiar circles. It's not rejection, it's refinement. God is making room. He's clearing the noise, draining distractions, and separating you from anything that could sabotage the blessing that's about to flow. Because this next level requires new alignment. You cannot take everyone with you into your beginning, and that's not failure. That's favor. Expect divine appointments. Expect doors to open without effort. Expect favor in places where you were once invisible. Saturday has been coded with favor. It's been marked for miracles. Don't be surprised when blessings find you faster than you thought possible. That's not luck, it's legacy. It's the promise of God fulfilling itself. It's the quiet reward of faith that never gave up. You prayed in silence, and now your prayers are producing results. You waited in obedience, and now it's unfolding swiftly, quietly, powerfully. And if something unexpected happens on Saturday, don't panic. It's all part of the divine orchestration. What looks like a delay may be a reroute to something better. What feels like loss may be strategic redirection. Trust the shift. Trust the unfolding. Trust the one who holds your timeline in his hands. He knows exactly what he's doing. God isn't just preparing a moment. He's preparing you, and he's doing it beautifully, silently, completely. By the time Sunday comes, you will not be the same. Maybe the outside world won't see it immediately, but inwardly, deeply, eternally, you will be different. You'll walk out of Saturday lighter, clearer, more focused. The residue of old pain will no longer cling to you. The heaviness of fear will fall away. And without fully realizing when or how it happened, you'll look around and know something shifted. Something let go. Something opened. And the most beautiful part, you won't need to explain it. People will feel it. They'll see it in your eyes, hear it in your voice. The atmosphere around you will carry your elevation before you ever speak a word. This shift won't always look like a flood of external miracles. Sometimes, the most powerful breakthroughs happen inside. You may stop chasing what was never yours. You may finally feel peace in letting go. You may receive courage to start what you've been putting off for years. That's not coincidence. That's God. That's divine timing. Chosen one, Saturday is not about being busy. It's about being still. It's not about trying harder. It's about trusting deeper. This is the moment where obedience matters more than hustle and clarity rises above chaos. Make room. Make space. Make time to listen. Don't overcrowd this day with noise or pressure. Let it be holy. Let it breathe. Heaven moves where there is space to land. And this Saturday, the divine is descending on you. Many of you have whispered prayers for confirmation. God, if it's really you, show me a sign. That sign is coming. But it may not come in the way you expect. It might arrive through a small doorway, a quiet conversation, or a simple phrase that lingers in your spirit. Don't miss the supernatural because it looks natural. God often hides his glory in simplicity, but those who are tuned in, those like you, will feel it instantly. Be careful with your words on Saturday. Speak life. Speak faith. Speak with the authority of someone who knows that heaven is both watching and responding. Your words are keys in this season. Use them wisely to open doors, to create movement, to silence doubt. There is power in your voice, and heaven is waiting to move at the sound of your belief. Don't be surprised if something that once broke you no longer has any power over you. That's healing. That's spiritual maturity. That's God proving that He's been working behind the scenes even when you couldn't see Him. You are not who you were at the beginning of this year. You've endured. You've grown. You've stretched beyond old limits. And now you're stepping into the reward that matches your endurance. This Saturday is an intersection where purpose meets preparation. The road you've walked, with all its delays and detours, now leads to a door you are ready to open. One that doesn't pull you back into struggle, but leads you forward into stability. You won't have to force this one. You won't have to beg. This door already knows your name. It's been waiting for your arrival. What's waiting on the other side of this Saturday is more than a blessing. It's a divine unveiling. A fresh wave of favor. A holy promotion. A new level of awareness that will transform how you see yourself and how the world sees you. This is when things begin turning in your favor quietly and powerfully. And you won't even need to explain what shifted. Your glow will speak for you. You are being trusted with this timing. That alone should remind you of how deeply valued you are. Heaven doesn't waste divine days on random souls. You were handpicked, chosen, plucked from the crowd because your heart could carry the weight of this purpose. You've proven that you won't quit when it's hard, that you'll still believe even when nothing is happening. And that kind of faith is now being rewarded. And this isn't just about Saturday. Divine timing is now unfolding across the chapters of your story. New alignments will begin forming. Destiny relationships will appear out of nowhere. Opportunities you thought were long gone will resurface ready, open, waiting. This is what happens when the season shifts. The atmosphere changes. The oil flows. And the chosen one steps fully into divine timing. The atmosphere around you is changing. It's beginning to attract everything that matches your elevation. You'll notice a shift, new conversations, new doors, new dreams all rising to meet the frequency of who you are becoming. Some of you will feel it deeply, even physically. An emotional release may come a moment where tears fall without warning. Let them. That's your soul releasing the weight it's carried for far too long. That's the burden breaking. That's strength giving way to something even stronger, divine love. You don't have to carry it all anymore. You don't have to hold it together alone. This Saturday is your reminder God never forgot you. Not for a moment. What's coming might not make a loud entrance, but it will speak volumes. Quietly, suddenly, things will start to click. Ideas you thought were lost will begin flowing again. Peace will settle where chaos once lived. That dream you shelved years ago will wake up in you. And you'll remember why you started. You'll understand why the process took time. You'll see why the steps couldn't be skipped. Because this Saturday isn't the end. It's the beginning of something new. And even more powerful, you'll rise without bitterness. You won't crave revenge. You won't chase validation. You'll simply glow. You'll walk in your truth. You'll move forward, not with pain, but with purpose. Because when God lifts you, He doesn't just pull you out of the struggle, He heals the sting of the struggle. Chosen one, you are entering a season of restoration. What was taken will be returned. What was denied will now be granted. What you gave quietly will be honored openly. This Saturday carries the wind of reversal. The script is shifting. And your role in this next act is bigger, deeper, and more beautiful than you ever imagined. If you only knew the magnitude of what's waiting on the other side of this Saturday, you wouldn't second-guess your journey. You wouldn't question the timing. You'd smile in the face of delay, knowing every divine delay was never punishment, it was preparation. You weren't being kept from something good. You were being aligned with something great. And that greatness is now leaning toward you. The moment is moving into place. The day has already been set. Heaven has written it in spiritual ink Saturday. This is the appointed time. Chosen one, before we go any further, stop. Not the kind of stopping you do when you're distracted or tired. This is a sacred pause, the kind that happens when eternity leans into time and whispers, "Look closer." Right now, wherever you are, whatever position you're in, stay exactly there. Don't adjust. Don't get comfortable. Just be present with the version of yourself that brought you to this moment. Look into the mirror of your heart and answer honestly. What are you still carrying that was never yours to hold? That grudge that's been living rent-free in your chest for months, maybe years? The guilt over decisions you made when you knew less, loved differently, hoped smaller? The weight of other people's expectations that you've been dragging behind you like chains? What promise have you stopped praying for because waiting hurt too long? The dream career that felt so close you could taste it until rejection letters piled up like dead leaves? The relationship that was supposed to heal everything broken in you, but never came? The financial breakthrough that would finally prove you weren't a failure, but the bills kept coming anyway? What part of yourself did you bury to survive and forgot to resurrect when the danger passed? Your voice, the one that used to speak truth without trembling? Your joy, the kind that didn't need permission or a reason? Your trust in people, in God, in the possibility that good things could happen to you too? Chosen one, be brutally honest. You're not here by accident. You didn't stumble onto this message because you were bored or curious. Your soul called you here because something deep inside you has been screaming for months. There has to be more than this. More than waking up every morning to the same limitations. More than watching other people live the life you once believed was meant for you. More than pretending you're okay with where you are when your spirit feels like it's suffocating in slow motion. You've been living as a smaller version of yourself. Not because you're weak, not because you're broken, but because somewhere along the way, life convinced you that surviving was more realistic than thriving. How many times this week did you apologize for taking up space? Shrink your personality to make others comfortable? Silence your intuition because logic told you it was wrong? Choose the safe path when your spirit was screaming for the unknown? How long has it been since you made a decision based purely on what would make your soul sing? Walked into a room and felt like you belonged there, not because you earned it, but because you knew it? Looked in the mirror and genuinely liked the person staring back? Prayed without desperation, with expectation instead? This Saturday isn't just about what's coming to you. It's about what needs to leave you first. Ask yourself these deeper questions. What story have I been telling myself about why I can't have what I want? Is it because you're not good enough? Not ready enough? Not worthy enough? Or is it because you've been asking for scraps when you were designed for the feast? What would I attempt if I absolutely knew that divine favor was backing me? Not what sounds reasonable. What sounds impossible but feels inevitable. If I died tomorrow, what would I regret not trying? Not the safe attempts. The ones that would require you to bet everything on who God says you are. What am I pretending not to know about my own power? The gift you downplay because it comes easy to you? The impact you could have if you stopped hiding behind false humility? Here's what you need to admit. You've been playing small because playing big felt dangerous. Dangerous to your ego if you failed. Dangerous to your relationships if you outgrew them. Dangerous to your identity if you became someone you didn't recognize. But chosen one, the most dangerous thing you can do now is stay where you are. Because this Saturday, this divine appointment, it's not coming to meet you where you've been comfortable. It's coming to meet you where you're meant to be. And there's a vast difference between those two places. What if the reason you felt so restless, so unsettled, so almost for so long is because you've been living in the waiting room of your own life? What if every rejection, every delay, every not yet wasn't punishment, but preparation for a yes so big, it required a bigger version of you to carry it? What if this Saturday isn't just about receiving something new, but about becoming someone new? Someone who doesn't apologize for taking up space. Someone who doesn't shrink to make others comfortable. Someone who walks into rooms knowing they belong there, not because they earned it, but because they were invited by the one who owns the room. Look at yourself right now, really look. You're not the same person who started reading this message. Something has shifted in your chest. Your breathing has changed. Your posture has probably straightened without you realizing it. That's your soul recognizing itself in these words. That's the part of you that's been buried under survival, under fear, under the weight of other people's small dreams for your life. That part is waking up. And it's terrifying, because awakening always is. But chosen one, you didn't come this far to only come this far. You didn't survive everything you've survived just to live a life that requires you to stay small. This Saturday is your invitation to step fully into the size of your destiny. But first, you have to be willing to leave behind the version of yourself that got you here. Because where you're going, you can't take everyone, including the old you. Are you ready to let go of who you've been? To become who you're meant to be? The mirror is waiting for your answer. Chosen one, pause for a moment and feel the weight of this truth. You didn't arrive here alone. Behind you stands an invisible line of souls who carried dreams they never saw fulfilled, who whispered prayers into the darkness that are only now finding their answer in you. Before you stretches a line of faces not yet born, children and children's children, whose freedom depends on what you choose to do with this Saturday. You are not just healing for yourself. You are the living bridge between what was broken and what will be made whole. Close your eyes and feel them there, standing behind you like an ancient council. Your great-grandmother who died with songs still trapped in her throat because women weren't allowed to sing loud enough to be heard. Your grandfather who carried shame about his poverty so deep it bent his shoulders forward even when he finally had enough. Your father who never learned that strength could be tender, that power could be gentle, that men were allowed to cry. There are names you carry that never got to heal. Names etched in your bones, written in your blood, encoded in the way you breathe. They lived with limitations that felt permanent, walls that seemed unbreakable, ceilings that appeared divine. But chosen one, you were born to be the one who says, "This ends with me," not their love, not their sacrifice, not their wisdom, but their limitations, their fears, their small thinking about what was possible for someone with your last name, your skin, your story. Every time you felt that familiar tug to shrink, to settle, to accept less than what your soul knows you deserve, you've been feeling the weight of generational compromise, the accumulated no's that your lineage learned to accept, the dreams deferred so long they forgot they were dreams. But this Saturday, something ancient is being rewritten. Feel this in your body right now. The way you hold stress in your shoulders might be the same way your mother held it and her mother before her. The way you apologize before you speak might echo back 5 generations of voices that learned to make themselves small to survive. The financial fear that grips your stomach when you think about taking risks carries the memory of your great-grandfather losing everything in a depression, a war, a betrayal that happened before you were born, but lives in your nervous system like it happened yesterday. The way you love too much or too little, trust too easily or never at all, Dream too big or not at all. These aren't just your patterns. They're the accumulated responses of a lineage that did whatever it took to survive. But chosen one, you weren't born to survive. You were born to thrive. And when you thrive, you create a new template, a new possibility, a new ceiling that becomes the floor for everyone who comes after you. There's a woman in your lineage who died young, her potential unexplored, who whispers to your spirit in moments when you're about to give up, "Do it for me. Do what I never got to do." There's a man who worked with his hands his whole life, but dreamed of working with his mind, who sends you strength when you're afraid your ideas aren't good enough. They're not haunting you. They're cheering you on. Every ancestor who died with music still inside them is harmonizing with your voice when you finally choose to sing. Everyone who died with dreams deferred is lending their unrealized power to your current vision. Everyone who loved too quietly is amplifying your courage to love out loud. You think you're healing alone, but you're surrounded by a cloud of witnesses who have been waiting lifetimes for someone strong enough to carry the family torch beyond where they could take it. This Saturday isn't just your breakthrough day, it's their vindication day. The day their sacrifices finally pay dividends. The day their prayers finally get answered through your obedience. But chosen one, turn around and look forward too. There are eyes that haven't opened yet that will someday look at your life as proof of what's possible. Children who will carry your DNA and your example, who will breathe easier because you chose to breathe deeper. There's a little girl in your future family line who will grow up assuming she can have whatever she dreams because she'll see pictures of you living freely. There's a boy who will never think twice about expressing his emotions because he'll grow up hearing stories about the ancestor who broke the family pattern of silent suffering. There are grandchildren and great-grandchildren who will make choices from a place of abundance instead of scarcity because you chose to transform your family's relationship with limitation. When you heal your relationship with money, you're not just changing your bank account. You're changing the financial DNA that gets passed down. When you heal your relationship with love, you're not just changing your Saturday nights. You're changing how love shows up in your lineage for the next 100 years. When you heal your relationship with your own voice, your own power, your own worth, you're creating an echo that will reverberate through generations of souls who will never have to wonder if they matter. Feel this responsibility not as a burden, but as the highest honor. You are the living bridge between the dreams your ancestors couldn't fulfill and the reality your descendants will inherit. Every time you choose courage over comfort, you're sending ripples backward and forward through time. Every time you choose to believe in yourself when the world says you shouldn't, you're rewriting the family story about what people like you are allowed to become. This Saturday, when you step into your breakthrough, you're not just stepping for yourself. You're stepping for the great-grandmother who had to bite her tongue. You're stepping for the great-grandfather who had to bow his head. You're stepping for the children not yet born who will stand taller because you chose to rise. Your success is not selfish. Your breakthrough is not just about you. Your healing is not a personal luxury. It's a family necessity, a generational requirement, a spiritual assignment that has been waiting for someone with your exact combination of strength, timing, and willingness to carry it. The poverty consciousness that has lived in your family for generations is waiting for you to be the one who says, enough. The pattern of settling for less than is waiting for you to be the one who demands more. The tradition of playing small is waiting for you to be the one who dares to take up the space you were designed to fill. You carry the hopes of ancestors who died believing their children would do better than they did. And you carry the future of children who need to see someone who looks like them, comes from where they come from, refusing to accept the limitations that held back everyone before them. This Saturday isn't just about what you receive, it's about what you establish. Not just money, though money may come. Not just opportunity, though opportunities will flow. but generational wealth of spirit, generational wealth of possibility, generational wealth of unshakable self-worth. You're creating a family legacy where children grow up assuming they can be anything, have anything, create anything, because someone in their bloodline proved it was possible. You're establishing a new family tradition where dreams are pursued, not just survive, where gifts are developed, not hidden, where voices are raised, not silenced. When your great-great-grandchildren study their family history, they won't remember this as the generation that played it safe. They'll remember this as the generation that changed everything. The pivot point, the turning tide, the moment when everything shifted from surviving to thriving. Chosen one, your courage to step into this Saturday fully creates permission for everyone in your lineage to step into their fullness too. Your willingness to be seen creates space for others to be seen. Your choice to stop shrinking gives others permission to expand. But it goes beyond your bloodline. Other families, other lineages, other people who share your struggles will look at your rise and realize their own limitations aren't permanent. Your breakthrough becomes a beacon for anyone who has ever been told they can't, shouldn't, or aren't worthy. You think you're just changing your life, but you're changing the conversation about what's possible for people who come from where you come from, who look like you look, who started where you started. This is why the resistance has been so strong. This is why the delays felt so heavy. This is why the breakthrough requires this much spiritual intensity. Because it's not just your breakthrough, it's a generational breakthrough, a family breakthrough, a lineage breakthrough that hell itself has been trying to prevent. But chosen one, you're still standing, still believing, still moving toward Saturday with expectation instead of fear. That alone proves you're the one who was chosen to carry this moment. The ancestors are proud. The future generations are waiting. And heaven is ready to move through you in a way that creates ripples across time itself. You are not just rising for yourself, you are rising for all of them. And that, chosen one, is what makes this Saturday not just special, but sacred. Chosen one, this isn't just a Saturday. It's a spiritual summons, a holy invitation, a divine threshold where everything shifts not because of what happens outside you, but because of what awakens within you. You are not here by chance. Every delay, every unanswered prayer, every moment that felt like silence was preparation for this appointed time. Heaven has aligned this moment with surgical precision. And now, the question is not whether the blessing is coming, it is. The question is whether you will be fully present to receive it. So pause, breathe, realign. Let Saturday be sacred. Let it find you in stillness, not in striving. In trust, not in worry. In surrender, not in stress. This is not the end of your waiting. It's the beginning of your becoming. You were hidden to be preserved. You were pressed to be refined. You were delayed to be aligned. And now, you are ready to rise. Let Saturday carry your yes. Let it be your crossing point from who you were into who you were always meant to become. Because on the other side of obedience is the life you were born to live.